Tommy Breckeisen here with a quick tutorial on how to submit your notes for grading in this class. If you enter the class and go to the learning path, you will see the YBAML philosophy, and in there list all the requirements for projects, notes, reflections, some information on knowing your learning style and how to be successful in the classroom. And if you recall our discussion at the beginning of the term, in the success and note-taking section, notes are required for this class. They constitute 15% of your overall grade, and you'll be able to submit them through the as we go through the term. You can submit in two different ways, either handwritten or typed. If you do handwritten, then you will have to either scan or photograph your notes using your cell phone. It's probably the easiest way. And if you type using a text editor or like Word or any other word processing software on your computer, you can do that. You can also type directly into Brightspace, although I don't recommend that because you won't be able to go back and forth, and as soon as you get out of the tab or out of the page that you're on that for the submission, you'll lose all of your work. So I recommend using like Word or text editor or Notepad or something, whichever computer you're going to be using. Actually, I strongly recommend that you handwrite your notes. There's a lot of research that shows that handwriting notes allows students to retain information a lot more, mostly because you are using more than just verbal or visual cues. When you're typing, your kinetic, the typing isn't as strong as if you're actually handwriting them. And there's some visual cues on an actual piece of paper that'll actually help you out. So I recommend strongly handwriting your notes for this class. But to submit your notes for this class, we're going to go into the assignments module. And inside the assignment module, you'll see the notes submissions submodule. And then all you need to do is click on this blue link right here, and this will open up where the notes will be submitted. You'll notice that it goes by week, so week 1 all the way down to week 10. And typically we will not have notes due on week 11 because that's when the final is. But whatever week you're in, just upload your notes at the end of class and you'll have them there. So for this example, I'm going to treat us like we're in week 4, and all I need to do is click on week 4 and I'll be able to upload our notes. Now when we go in here, you've seen this before, many of you have, but if you haven't, what you have is you have the body of the post here with some instructions, which are basically the same instructions that you have in the YBAML philosophy section. And in order to submit your notes for this week, you just simply need to click on Reply to Thread. Now, if you had taken your notes through a word processor, such as WordPad or TextEdit or Word, like I have done here using TextEdit, all we need to do is select all of our notes. These are the notes that I took that week. Just as a side note, this is not a whole lot of notes. This is just an example. So this is not an example of what your notes should look like, but just something quick for us to work with. I'm just going to copy these either by using Command or Control C and then pasting them into the text area here of our post by clicking Command or Control V, depending on if you're Mac or PC. Now it's kind of hard to see, so you might want to enlarge in this area here, and you can do that by clicking on this 4-arrow button at the bottom right, and that'll open up our entire page. And as you can see here, that the formatting of this isn't too bad compared to this, but it's pretty it gets a little wonky in some areas. So please be careful when using this technique that your notes are actually going to work. As you can see here, some of the formatting didn't quite come out, and this diagram here that I drew was kind of tedious. It'd be a lot easier to do this handwritten, but this is a way that you can put notes in this way. When you're done with your notes, just simply click Post and you're good to go. I am going to delete all of this and show you how to submit handwritten notes. So I just Command or Control A to select all and then hit delete. And the handwritten notes we are not going to attach. So in previous classes, you probably have attached some kind of document or project or movie file to a post using this Add Attachments link here at the bottom. And we're not going to do that. And if we were going to add attachments this way, it would require me to download every single week of notes for you, and I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to embed your notes into the text viewer automatically, and so I can see it just straight through the Brightspace LMS. To do this, you'll need to save your scanned file, preferably to a hard drive, an external hard drive, or to your computer. You will be taking your notes on your cell phone, so there are ways that you can embed from your cell phone. You're just going to have to look at how to do that from your phone. It's different from phone to phone. But if you have your files saved to an external drive, this will be a lot easier. Google Drive will be easy, anything like that. And I'll show you two ways. I'll show you how to embed with a link and embed with the actual image itself. So let's start with a link, let's say from your Dropbox or from your Google Drive. So the little button that you need to look for is this play button up here. Kind of looks like a play button. And when we click on that button, it's going to allow us to select many different options in order to upload our notes. The two that you're going to be looking for is either My Computer, if you have it on your computer, or a hard drive or a USB drive that's plugged into the computer, or this insert link down here if you have it in a Dropbox or a Google Drive. Now, this insert link doesn't always work. So for example here, it's going to ask us for a link, and what I have is I have my handwritten notes inside of my Dropbox file. Here are my lecture notes for week 4, same exact notes as we saw before, but now they're handwritten. And I need to acquire the link by right-clicking and then copy Dropbox link. This might be different depending on whatever program that you're using. And I'm going to paste that link into the URL section here. And then I will click Next. Now this next dialog here, we can't just skip. It's going to tell us what our source is. We're downloading or uploading this from our Dropbox link. But there are two things that we need to do. We need to give a link text, an alternate text, or select this decorative option here. If I were to just try to submit and click Insert, it's going to tell me link text is required and either have an alternate text or non-descriptive item. For you, if you just select the link text and just put notes, I don't care what you put in there. It can be gibberish, doesn't really matter to me, but notes is fine. And you can have alternate text if you'd like. What this is, it's a ADA requirement for students or instructors who may have difficulty seeing images, and it'll allow them to have text instead. Oftentimes computers can read that text out loud to them, and it will give a description of what that item is. But because I don't have that and I don't need that, you can just put on this is decorative, and that'll tell it that it's just a photograph. And then just click Insert, and now you see that nothing is there. This is one of the problems that I have seen trying to link and work from Google Drive or Dropbox, which may be very convenient for you as the student to have that on your phone and try to link to. But we can see here if I go to my HTML editor, the source of this is uploaded, but I just can't see it. So this is not the preferred way, to upload your photos. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that and click Save so that there's nothing in this box. So instead, I'm going to save the file to my computer and go to the little play button, which opened up the Insert Stuff folder or dialog, and I'm going to click on My Computer. Now from here, we're going to be able to choose what file we want to open. So we're going to choose File, and that's going to open up our whatever computer is on our little browser here. In this case, I've navigated previously already to this folder, and I want to upload these notes, which are week 4 notes on this lecture. And I'm going to click, I can't drag it over, but on here on the right hand side I have Open, so I'm going to click Open. And when I'm done, I'm going to click Upload. Now, I've already uploaded this one, so it's giving me this error right here. If you ever have something that's titled exactly the same, it's going to give you this error as well. I'm just going to override the existing file because it's the exact same file, and click Save. And it's going to upload this file. And however large your photo is, it's going to be this large. So the same thing here, you can enter your link text and alternate text, or just go to This is Decorative. And this is just the easiest way to click This is Decorative and click Insert. And you'll notice here that your file is now in here, and it goes the length of the box, and if I make it larger, it's going to go to the length of whatever size my screen is. And you can change the size of this by clicking on these little handles that are on the top and bottom right or left of your screen. Just click and drag and go ahead and make your document a little bit smaller if you'd like. You can upload multiple files. so that they can be all seen and they're ready to go. And now I clicked on this little arrow button again, made it a little bit smaller, and now I can see this. And when I'm ready to post, just click on post. And then when you're done, please make sure that this dialog here, it's going to have your name, it's going to say just now, and it's going to show your notes that are uploaded are actually there. If you don't double check and make sure that you can see them, then when you come into class and you're like, well, I thought I uploaded it or we went through the motions, I'm going to ask you, did you double check? This is that way of double checking. If you can see it here, then you're good to go. Brightspace is very reliable. It hardly ever, if ever, will not upload something. So if you see it, it will be there. If I don't see it, then you did something wrong, uploaded it to the wrong spot, or did something incorrect, or it's going to be on you. So anyways, that's basically how you're going to upload your notes. If you have any questions, please email me at tbreckheisen@aii.edu and take good notes, learn a lot about yourself, learn a lot from this class, and I hope you have an enjoyable time and are different and changed and better and more ready for the real world after this class. Look forward to the whole term with you, and have a awesome term.